Hi, folks. Let's continue here. Next is the 11th of what I call the fancy hammer push-off licks. Now, this one has got 4 hammers and a push-off, and 2 and 2 and. One more example. 2 and. Yahoo! Okay, now this one's fun. The first 2 elements are the same as 9 and 10. What changes is in the last 2 elements, so we can break them out like that. So let's do that. Let's start here with 5, 3, 3. Now, use the index for both 3s. 2 and. This element is what I call coming from the thumb, 5, 3, 3, but use the index for both 3s. Now next is a common usage of the alternating thumb. It's on beat. Pick thumb on the 3rd, and then index thumb 3, 4. And yes, you're picking the 3rd string consecutively. And we're going to add the extra drop thumb 1, 3, because that's a better ending. Now, the new second half of this 11th lick is right hand. And let's go with the metronome, and you can see how the fingers work. 2 and. 2 and. And 2 and. Okay, now see, I played wrong and that blew it. Continue. 2 and. 2 and. Okay, that's a prime example of why it's important to keep the fingers in proper order. 2 and. Okay, now there's your picking part, 4 elements, and there's the right hand, and now mess with that, put the lesson on pause, maybe, and practice a while, then come over and let's add in the new fretting, the new left hand. Okay, now here we go. The first 2 elements we've already covered. There are the first 2 taps, open and. Now, the 5, 3, 3 with the index. The 3rd hammer is another tap. And then pick index. And the 4th hammer is a sustain. Two and. 2 and. Now we get to that odd, seemingly odd alternating thumb. Pick with the thumb and push. Come open. There's that little 3 where you did no D. And then drop thumb. Okay, now that push off, you can look at it by itself. Index, you've already double hammered, 4 hammers, and you sustain. Now pick 3 with the thumb. After the push, come open, and then the drop thumb. Now that part of it, the 4th element, looks like this. And 2 and. Fret 4th hammer with a sustain. 2 and. Fret 4th hammer with the sustain. 2 and. Now sometimes, depending on what I'm doing at the end, I like to reach over with the index for the E note at the end. Fret, fourth hammer is a sustain, 2 and. So you can use either the middle or the index depending on what you're going to do next. Fret, fourth hammer, 2 and. Okay, one more. Fret, fourth hammer is a sustain, 2 and. Now mess with that, practice, put the lesson on pause, and then we'll pick up here in about 2 seconds and we'll play the 2 new elements of this 11th lick. Okay, now pre-fret your index, 2 and. And 2 and. Two and. Fret, 2 and. Fret and 2 and. Okay, now that takes care of the new part of the 11th lick. So this might be a good stopping place. We'll pick up in a couple of seconds here, and we'll go all the way through number 11. Okay, you got 4 hammers and a push-off, and the 4th hammer is a sustain. So let's go through. Here we go. The first element, the first 2 are the same as the previous licks. Now, 5-3, H3H. Now let's take a look at those. Those are your 4 hammers. 2 and. Open, 2 and. Open, 2 and. Now add on the push-off, the last element, and here is number 11. 2 and. Open, 2 and. Open, 2 and. One more, 2 and. All right, boy, that's fun. I hope you're enjoying Fancy Hammer Push Lick number 11 also. I'm Tony Ulrich, Houston, Texas. We're all about backup down here.